Hardy har har. This podcast contains swearing and spoilers. Buon Natale.
So, welcome to you all and Merry Christmas. Here we are at the Book of Noel. Our little Book of Nowt offshoot. My name's Deeney. I'm joined by my brother Conal, and with us we've got the festive Sazzie Kluvitse and the Christmassy Lizzy Deeney. Lovely stuff. All right, so the MO of this, we go into Netflix, find a really, really quite crappy Christmas film, and take a delightful sideways glance at it. This one is going to be Midnight at the Magnolia. It's shit. And doing a little synopsis before we really, give it both barrels is going to be your friend of mine, Sazzie. So take it away, please.
Good morning, Chicagoans, and thank you for tuning in to the Windy City Wake Up Radio Show.
You are live with Maggie and Jack.
So Midnight at the Magnolia is about a beautiful pair of boy and girl best friends, the type A Maggie and the budget mix between David Tennant and Matt Smith's Doctor Who, Jack, who have a morning radio show in Chicago where they banter about love and relationships and give their listeners like stereotypical advice. Girl says, listen, your girlfriend's really important and her thoughts and feelings are really cool. And then the guy says, oh, it's like Bowser's Castle. You've just got to that's the hardest bit of Mario. And once you get past that, then you're fine. So when an opportunity to take their local radio show national, using their current romantic partners as pawns, they come up with a scheme that could make them stars, but could also ruin their friendship forever.
I don't think that could possibly be improved upon. That was wonderful. Thank you, friend. However, I think Conal's got something to say with his antithesis version of the conopsy.
Conopsis.
Ellie Goulding and the rat-faced king of unbuttoned shirts with a white T-shirt underneath have a radio show together that I don't care about and start a fake relationship that I don't care about to fool all the listeners to get a better national slot, which is quite selfish, isn't it? And I don't care about that either. And they inevitably fall in love, which I do care about. It's so romantic. It's your basic, let's pretend we are shagging to fool people into thinking we're shagging, only to actually not be shagging, but end up shagging at the end because, Christmas. It's basically that kind of story, The families have an unhealthy obsession that these guys will end up together and pile on the pressure as soon as they get a whiff of them being together. A dad gives him a ring on day one of their relationship. He's like, you gotta go marry a man. So he takes that ring and leaves it a good full year before he asks her because he wants to test out the relationship. He don't want to fuck around. He's like, no, I'll take your ring, but that's in the back pocket for later. I'm not jumping in head first. He's got head on his shoulders, this lad. Their dads are best friends, which is lovely to see. And I'll be honest, I thought they were gay at first. I thought they were going to be a lovely gay couple. And then it dropped me back into the conservative wasteland that is Midnight at the Magnolia. Two straight white men in a white movie.
Who own a jazz club.
They own a jazz club.
Chicago.
Called the Magnolia, which is in the title.
And it's
his dad looks like a crap Paul Simon with eyeliner on and loves the fact that his son is rattling his best mate's daughter. He's mega happy. He's like, go on, lad, get in there. What? And they're going to use the Magnolia to unveil their... it starts out as partners, doesn't it? Like, oh, we're going to show off our partners. And then it's, we've been dumped, so it better be just us two being together. That's the premise of the whole film. They've got a love lie that's going on. They're lying to their beloved fans, saying, oh, yeah, we're together, but they're not together. And it's just a premise to get a better show. And she falls in love with him almost instantly and goes against the whole plan. Where's this come from? And he does nothing wrong. And he's like, eh?
Is this about prom?
Oh, don't get me started on the prom bit.
Is this about prom?
They end up shagging. And the best bit for me the crescendo of the movie is that he plays guitar a bit like maybe like Peter Schmeichel or Johnny Depp plays guitar, you know, and he writes. Peter Schmeichel plays guitar, mate. Look it up. Big hands, big guitar. He had to get a big one. But yeah, the Rat-Faced King.
I've got small hands.
Ukuleles, violins, yeah, little guitars, toy guitars. But he writes a banger called "It's About You."
Safe inside with a smile to hide behind. I don't know.
And not once does it even sound like McFly.
It's all about you. It's all about you.
Gutted.
It's about you. Been done, lad.
Christmas
Been
song.
done.
Oh,
Try
boy,
again.
Oh boy.
And she should have known that as a radio host. She should have gone, is that a McFly song? And he'd gone, no, I've written this.
But he wrote that song for the school talent show, Conal.
Yeah.
Before McFly were even born.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Let's do it.
But she said,
It's just very American, isn't it? It's like, it's two very Americanly attractive people who were very Americanly in love with one another when they were children, and then their parents are really creepy about it. It's kind of like that bit in Love Actually where, you know,
Yep.
you know,
I
the
know exactly what you mean.
Northern Irish stepdad's desperately getting his little stepson to kiss a girl for some reason.
Yeah,
and he's like
sick.
really weirdly into it.
She's the one.
fair enough. Oh, the thing about love that you need to remember, it's like he's 7.
Oh, he should have kissed her. What?
Did you buy her a drink? Calm down, Liam. That's a shit film. Love Actually.
It's not great. But in my favorite, but as Con said, that you know the parents are so into this couple
Yeah.
that when they get busted, which is them like awkwardly kissing in an office. Well, first of all, no one kisses in the office. I work with lots of people who are in relationships. You're not allowed to stand in the middle of the room smooching each other. But also they weren't snogging. They were like,
Yeah.
on each other's heads and necks and things, and the parents came in and went, "You're in love!" And I would have gone and said, "What the fuck are you doing?"
It's a weirdly open door policy at the workplace, isn't it? Like every single day they go in and make a show, and either her boyfriend stumbles in or her family.
Hunter.
Like,
Hunter. He wears a lot of sweater vests.
Like, who does that? I would never just turn up to somebody's workplace, especially not daily.
Yeah.
Especially not if every time I went, I saw something I wasn't meant to see.
Yeah.
Stop going. It's making me feel a bit uncomfortable, actually.
It's all happening. Nothing can get in the way of our dreams now.
I tell you what, it takes a brave Christmas film to start on December 26th. That's amazing. Wow. It's never at
Brave.
Christmas. It's a New Year film. It's crazy. And
So you mean I didn't have to watch it?
No, you did. It's amazing. That bit with like he wakes at what is it, like 7:30, his alarm goes off, and he's all like, "Oh, I'm hungover," and then it cuts to her and she's already up before the alarm goes off. 7:30, they're on the morning slot of the radio. Did it start at 7:30? Aren't you meant to be there at like 5 or something?
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Especially since she went to bed at like 8:30 in the big climactic heartbreak scene. She was already in her pajamas about 9:15, like ready to go to bed. I was like, "We've got a show in the morning." It's like, yeah, not until like 10 a.m.
That is such a bollocks bit at the end, but like, obviously your rom-coms need like all is lost before the big kind of romantic, "Hey, we're together now." He forgets to go to like have some dinner at hers. I mean, in Romeo and Juliet, they kill themselves. In this, they forget to go to dinner.
Yes, but it was the dinner to memorialize her dead mother, Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but he's on a promise as well, isn't he? So
except he's not, because Bianca's not interested. No, she might have been. No, she's the only one I liked because she was like, "You're in love with her. Don't be a dick. You were in love with her when I was a teenager, and I could see it. You're being an asshole." And then
the song kind of gave it away, didn't it? It
The
didn't
song
hold
gave
much
it away.
back. Like, oh, okay.
Hang on, is this about prom?
Is this about prom?
Do people listen to shit like that on American radio? Is that a common thing? I know so little about American radio because like the only two things I know about it is like your This American Lives here, and then your shock jocks called like, I don't know, like douchebag Drazik and the Bath or something over there pulling pranks. Is that what the middle of it is like? I have no idea.
So, how was your Christmas?
It was good. Thank you very much for asking. I opened presents with my dad, sister Amanda, and her family. We made an amazing breakfast and made a snowman outside.
Wow. Sounds like an after-school special.
My favorite bit was when they're trying to justify like wanting to be big national successes, and instead of just saying like this could be really big for us, they go, we could help millions of people across the country. It's like, dude, like your advice is it's not even advice to say meeting the parents is really hard. That's not even advice.
And then they both separately admit that they're shit at relationships.
Yeah.
Yet are giving people relationship advice on the radio.
Have you ever been talking to your parents about a relationship and one of your parents has said to you, so who made the first move? It's like, so Joel, did you get to first base with her? Did you get second base? What's going on? What are they like? Mum, it's none of your business.
And it's not just a random girl, it's someone that they've grown up together. That's, you know, the families are so intertwined that the weirdness about meeting the families is not just meeting their own families, it's also meeting the other family at their bizarre Boxing Day dinner that they have in an empty jazz club every year, which sounds magical. But they've known her since she was a kid. So why are you like, who made how long have you found little Emily sexy? Like, it's weird. It's weird.
Oh man, what's the name of the band they get at the end?
There's something bros.
Yeah.
No, not brothers, bros.
Nice. Mario Bros.
And the radio station book them, but the venue has to pay for them, which seems not how business works.
Yeah.
And also,
we've just got Foo Fighters in. Yeah, your bill's about £250,000. Yeah, it's your problem. What do you mean you're going under? Fuck you. Put them on.
And also, the name was on the flyer, so they gave them the flyer in the radio station. And then she came home a few hours later and talked to her dad, and her dad was like, guess what? We've booked the
Davin
Bros. It's like, yeah, no, I read it. but she's still like, oh wow, Dad, that's amazing. Don't forget who you are. What? Because he wanted to buy a new suit.
Maybe she can't read.
Yeah.
Do you think that was a D plot that they cut? She
That's why she needs him.
That's why she didn't, when she read the lyrics to the song, she didn't know it was about her because she can't read. You've cracked it, Lizzy.
Like, it's probably about snow. Wait to hear it.
Oh man.
There's the worst round of applause I've ever seen in this film as well. One of the dads is the man who tries it. They announce the news of the radio shows getting bigger, and one of the dads goes, right, and it's just 3 claps. So the first clap starts it off, and he's like, let's get a round of applause going. Second clap, he assumes that people will be joining in, and no one does. And on the third clap, he's like, his face is full of regret and shame. And then the fourth clap never comes.
Tomorrow.
Wow, our very own Jackson and Margaret are going to be famous.
It's like he went into a shame spiral of clapping.
That's the true heartbreak of this film.
I think he was just realizing that the Davin bros were a very average jazz band. They're not that good. They were just playing some kind of.
Didn't they play Take 5 or something? Wasn't it?
It wasn't even that cool. Yeah. Nothing I haven't seen in like Westfield Shopping Centre of an Easter Saturday, you know?
Exactly. But they made such a big deal about, oh, we need to get like a big name who's going to bring in a new generation of jazz fans. And then it was, it's like, there was some amazing like genre pushing jazz trios at the moment. And yeah, they went with the Davin brothers, or bros.
Well, they tried to hire Miles Davis, but there was an obstacle in the road there. Yeah.
I don't know why these dads are surprised that their place is going under, because no one's going out to listen to jazz anymore. At least not enough to pay the bills anyway. Like, jazz is good for the Aristocats or like Scatman or whatever. But, you know, people aren't dropping pills and going, oh, let's have a nice relaxing night, sitting down in dark and watching some Roy Castle twat on the fucking trumpet. Just doesn't happen anymore, does it?
To get the party started, we want everyone to pick a dance partner. That includes the live streamers. Now, the fabulous and talented Davin Bros will get the party started and get us moving. Take it away, boys.
You know, my biggest disappointment of the whole film, which is saying something, was that her name is Maggie, and in the last scene we find out her full name is Margaret. I thought it would be Magnolia.
Yeah, they missed an open goal there.
They did.
I tell you what, we haven't talked about this yet. They are both insufferable humans.
Not everything has to be complicated.
Oh yeah, they're not great.
Yeah.
Oh, like that really wacky. He pissed me off. So he was scum. Because me and my girlfriend had a real, like, we almost came to like a proper argument about who was more annoying. Because I was convinced it was him, and she wouldn't have any of it and said it was her.
You made up your mind? Just like that?
He's more obviously annoying. But the one bit that proved it to me that she can be annoying too is when she walked into that coffee shop and she's pissed off at her ex. And what does she say? This coffee shop was our spot. And he's here with someone else. Like, what a cheeky bastard.
Yeah.
You're doing exactly the same thing as him.
Yeah. It's like when people go to like...
fine.
People go to, I don't know, let's say Chinatown and go, oh, it's busy. Oh, it's busy here. Yeah, you're there too. You're the reason it's busy.
I think he was worse. I think in general, there's a theme.
Thanks, Lizzy.
I'll tell her. Oh, no. I think across all the films, the men are underwritten. And I guess that makes sense in a way. Well, it makes sense in a way because they're written for women.
Yes.
I would say. But then actually it would make sense to make the men more enticing.
But I think you're meant to sympathize. You're meant to kind of project yourself onto the female characters. So they need to be a little more, whereas it's quite kind of a satisfyingly two-dimensional male who works the land and shit like that. So I think, yeah, you're right originally. Yeah.
Oh, I wish he did work the land. Shut up. No, I think she's poor her, because she is just your stereotypically uptight perfectionist. I'm amazing at baking and dressing and presents, and you know, just that typical irritatingly perfect girl, and super emotional as well, in a way that's horrifying. Whereas, as I said, he was like two Doctor Who's smashed together, but without, you know, the fun bit about time travel, just the long monologues.
Judd was a nice character, wasn't he? Did you notice Judd? Fantastic name. I think he was like the guy in charge of getting him promoted.
Oh yeah. And he said, "Don't turn this off. This is great television." Like, not a great film, though, mate. I'll put it that way.
Stick to radio, dickhead. Stick to what you know.
Yeah, definitely.
But he's not afraid to use a phrase like "breaks the internet," which was lovely to hear in the film. Like, oh, I think they're going to break the internet. Yeah, are they fucking bollocks? No, not a chance, Judd. Shut your face and carry on drinking gin and tonics, you idiot. He probably says other stuff as well, like hashtag. like hashtag good night out or hashtag good fun lads or whatever. And he might even still say talk to the hand. You don't hear that one anymore, but you know, he looked old. He's old enough to have heard it and probably old enough to keep it going.
I think the thing I loved about Judd the most is he was like, yes, you two are dynamite together. You're an amazing duo and want to bring your show to the national radio. And then like immediately he was like, I think you could have your own shows.
Yeah.
Then what are we doing this? Then what are we doing this for? Why are we in the Magnolia? Like just
he was a real Yoko, wasn't he? Like,
So they announced to the rest of the family that these two are together. Obviously, it's not real. They're just doing it for the you know, the exposure. And they explain to the rest of the family. And then the idea that her dad might find out becomes a bit of a tension. And it's really got the attitude of like kind of, he's going to kick the snot out of you. But everyone's so like, that is what he does.
That's what he's like.
He gets very punchy. You know, that's dad.
Yeah.
He's gonna kill me, isn't he?
Oh, that's fine then. It's really weird.
Have you not met my violent dad?
Yeah.
Yeah, he does
You
that
love
angry hug, doesn't he? Like,
yeah.
Are you okay? Dad?
Steve, don't be hasty. It's time to crack open the 1967 Chateau Baptiste. Let's celebrate!
They never said how her mum died, so you never know. Like
she got caught in a spider web.
Spider bite.
And she made the absolute best stuffing going. So
absolute best.
That was great. She
what
makes
an epitaph. That's what I want.
Because I think it was that. I think it was the best stuffing and then a pudding as well. It was like, yeah.
I'd be happy with just the stuffing. I don't want to overshine.
Sure.
I miss Grandma Nancy's stuffing.
Me too, buddy.
Yeah.
It's just it was so heavy-handed, obviously, but also it doesn't even work as like what is love? Well, I think love is doing something you're genuinely terrified of for someone else. I'm not sure that I'm not saying that's not a loving act, but that's not the embodiment of love for me. I'm quite scared of my house burning down, but like I'm not going to just do it to show that I love my husband.
That Ross is a lucky guy. Look what I did for you, babe. Hey, boo.
I'm now going to do a song.
Is this about prom?
That Mr. Crawford. What's his name? Judd, is it?
Yeah.
Now, I'm allowed to say this, being from there. Does he have lips? He just got one line across. He's like Zippy. He just got a line. Like Irish lips like that. I think you guys could really make it.
But also when they meet him, they come to this party that they've gone to meet him, and he's just like, hi, nice to meet you. Anyway, gotta go mingle. And it's like, he's got on like a really painful dress for this. She is in Spanx, like, humour the lady. How many radio stars in Chicago has he got to chat to?
I thought that it'd have been a better film if they realised that they shouldn't be together because it would affect the relationship, and they'd be like, no, we shouldn't get together, but let's keep up the pretense for our family because they're really into it and we're not. So we're sleeping with other people behind our back. Well, we're well aware of it, but we're sleeping with other people behind our family's backs. Wouldn't that be fun?
It would have been what they deserved.
Oh, I feel all Christmassy now.
They're going to need a new strap line when they go national because their one was quite Chicago specific.
Oh, don't blow away out there.
Don't blow away out there. Which is
nice.
Yeah, because that's pretending that the Windy City means about the weather. That's wrong.
Is it?
It's because the politicians always argued, so they were always blowing hot wind to each other.
Which is what they do.
Have I just?
Oh, it's very clever, actually. I take it all. Right, let's start this again.
It's nothing to do with weather.
Windy. I thought it was literally windy.
Don't blow away out there.
I like. There's a bit where, like, they go to. It's like post midnight at the Magnolia, and they go for like a little chat, and they talk about It's a Wonderful Life, which pissed me off. Don't you dare drag that brilliant film through the mud from this rubbish. But he says, "I'll make you some home style pizza," and you look at the pizza, and it's like You found that in a freezer in Londis, pal. I know exactly the brand you've got. In Chicago, always banging on about his pizza.
About deep dish
Yeah, but
pizza.
Chicago town pizzas. That's what he's got. Let's do it like they do at home. He's gone out and got a Chicago town, a couple of microwave pizzas.
I went to Bradford, England, and brought these back with me. They are delicious.
But be careful, they'll burnt roof of your mouth.
I mean, I know we didn't meet the mum, but I'd definitely say she's settled.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
What, because her husband is obviously gay and in love with his best mate? Yeah.
Yeah.
I also think, you know, I messaged you to say who was the worst actor in all of these films. I think it's him. I did look him up though, and he's had like a very successful career. So clearly I'm not a good casting agent, but I thought he was the worst actor in all of these films. And there's some bad acting in these films.
I see your dad from Midnight and the Magnolia and might raise you. I think his name's Uncle Frank from Christmas Land, the bald guy. He was shit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That scene, we'll get to it in a later episode. But that scene where he's trying to upsell a Christmas tree with that other old fella. Oh, man.
Don't handle payments out here anymore, Gary. You got to pay at the gift shop.
Oh, new owners, new policies, huh?
Yep. But this is one policy I think you're going to like.
As we said before, it'll be Christmas Land, which we're going to review later on, and this one are very much in that kind of Hallmark Christmas film. You know, they do the seasonal stuff, and they're often called things like Autumn Love. I've devised a Hallmark Christmas film bingo.
Ooh.
And it's a 10-point thing. And tell you what, I'll do this with you guys, and you can say tick if this film meets the criterion I'm giving you, okay? So number 1, high-powered woman working in the city. Tick, definitely. Yeah. 2, she's in her mid-30s and good with kids.
Tick.
I'd say she was in her 20s.
She was a little bit younger than your average one, but I think...
She wasn't on the shelf yet.
3 has a boyfriend that doesn't get it. Tick, definitely in this one. Hunter, who was fantastic. 4, this one isn't in this one. Black assistant or boss. That happens, They don't want a person of color in any kind of actual narratively important role, but they'll have them as a sassy boss or assistant. You've got a sister character with kids that acts as like a Horatio sounding board. Not really here. 6, ends up in a small town during the holidays. She never leaves the big city. Why would you? You've got the best jazz club at your fingertips. 7, a terrible coffee shop version of a traditional Christmas song. Tick. 8, convinced by a hunk that works the land that her life is empty. It's not that kind of film.
Sad.
9, a tertiary character that is actually Father Christmas. Like, actually is Father Christmas.
I'm so happy we've got one of those.
It's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming.
Holidays are coming. And number 10, discovers the true meaning of Christmas and stays in the small town. To be honest, it's not really a Christmas film, this one, is it?
No, it's not.
It sells itself.
As you've said, it's a New Year's film.
And that is a really low turnout for that party at the end. Did you see how few people were in the
and
audience?
how old they were? Because again, this whole thing was supposed to be bringing in like a new, young clientele, but in fact, it was just a load of old people that listen to talk radio in the morning going, "Oh, I hope that nice couple gets together." Like
those gay dads must have been shitting themselves at the door, like, we ain't got enough people. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? We ain't got enough people, and we can't pay the brothers.
Well, there's a hospice next door. We could ask, get some of those guys in.
The next film is Foreclosure at the Magnolia, because just didn't cut it. Couldn't do it.
Someone buys it and strips it of all its assets.
Yeah, Judd does.
Yeah.
That's what it was all about.
He's like, this is a really great jazz club. I love it, but I'm going to buy it. I'm going to turn it into a Whole Foods because I think it's better without the jazz. That's his whole vibe.
He just loves money.
We've written another Christmas. We've written another one of these.
This is a banger.
Like a factory.
It is. Excuse me. Hello, Mr. Hallmark. I've got a new sound that you might like.
He ran through cobwebs for her. He ran through cobwebs for her.
Yes, I like a romance. I have no problem with a love trap and a silly, insipid romance. Fine. The characters are just, the two characters are so unlovable. You know, they're just, as you said, they're insufferable. They're sort of ciphers of people rather than actual people. So if you could have softened them, then maybe I would have been more into it, if that's not too serious.
No, I concur. Yeah, definitely. Conal, what would you have done?
Sorry.
I'd like to see a flashback to the spiderweb scene. As you know, flashbacks are great. Whenever they're used, they're good. And spider attacks when she's worried as well. She was worried about that guy. He fell through the ceiling, and
I mean, I don't know why she just didn't run down and see the way he'd fallen to the ground. Like, just look at his legs.
If it was like a Nora Ephron film and the guy was like, "Oh, I've got a really good story about spiders," you'd be like, "Cool, don't know where this is going." Whereas in this, I was like, "Oh, he's gonna do something that's get the guitar, right? Okay, like bring on the guitar scene, and then not only bring on the guitar scene, but like in case we haven't connected those dots, bring on her saying, 'Oh my God, you did something that scared you.' And earlier I found out my mum, who's dead, did something that scared her." And we're like, "Yeah, we know. Can you?"
Yeah, we get it.
I was excited for the spider finale.
Yeah,
spider comes out on the xylophone.
It should have been incorporated.
Like Spider in the Bath.
See, that would have been a jazz band, right?
Spider's a cool jazz nickname as well. I
Exactly.
Like it. Yeah.
Sons of Kemet being supported by an all spider jazz band. That's how you keep the Magnolia going. That's how you get the kids in.
Spiders are built for percussion as well.
Exactly.
All them arms, they'd be going mental.
Evelyn Glennie, who?
I mean, we're laughing, but I would go.
Yeah,
right.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'd
yeah.
be terrified. I'd watch from the window
with a rolled up newspaper.
Dude.
A huge glass to put over.
A little Hoover, like a little backpack Hoover, just.
Back Hoover.
like
Ghostbusters.
Like Ghostbusters.
That's us. I do hope you enjoyed that one. We've got 4 more coming your way. They'll be in the next few days. So as said before, these are the films we'll be reviewing in the next few episodes. We do hope you watch them so you know what the hell we're talking about. But say goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
That was excellent humor. So thanks a million, and we'll see you all some more. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
Is this about prom?